day 49, 7 weeks in lockdown. Haven't been out to the shed for a good week or more. In the meantime, as you can see, we have a windscreen in our van, which is pretty exciting. So that finishes that little saga. We were trying to get aftermarket parts for this front end because that light needs replacing, but I can't do that without taking the grill off, and the grill is going to snap if I pull it off. So we couldn't find any that were economically viable here in New Zealand, so I'm going to have to put the old parts back on, but they are really dirty, so I'll have to give them a good clean before they go back on. And that mirror where the tape is holding the hole down. So that's pretty much the front end done, apart from that little bit of reassembly. It's been raining the last couple of days, so I haven't been able to do much, even though I've kind of been ready to. And the forecast isn't good. It's not going to rain, it's going to be cloudy, but the temperature isn't going to get above 14 degrees for at least another week, which makes it really difficult for painting. But I'm going to carry on because it's been announced level 2 as of tomorrow, Thursday. So we can actually technically get back on the road when we're ready, and I'm not in a hurry. There's still a few more things that I want to get done on this van before we do get back on the road, and one of them being the belt tensioner, pulley tensioner that needs doing, because the belt keeps coming loose, and we haven't been able to organise that until we did get into level 2, which we're coming into. So we're trying to get that organised and get done in the next week or two, so I can get back on the road with our Ruby and do a bit more exploring. So I will turn the camera around and I will show you what my next plan is. Okay, now this might be a little hard to see, but there's 3 belts in there, and that one there is off. That one there has continually been coming loose. It's got spray on it from belt lube, because it squeals like crap as it gets loose, and the bit that we use to tension it has broken, and it can be rudimentarily tightened, but it continues to actually loosen. So we're waiting on the part and the installation of that part before I can go anywhere. Obviously I can't drive it without a belt off, and simply shove that back down there out of the way of the fan, and I can drive it, you know, in and out and around. I'll have to turn this car around to do the side eventually, and these are these bits that really need cleaning before I can put them back on, the indicators and the park lights. Yeah, they just need a really good clean, so I can do that as one of my future jobs. So that's the inside, and then I wasn't sure if I would have enough paint to do this, but if you have a look here, this paint on top of this door is degrading, and it's crazing and popping off all over the place, and obviously that allows for surface rust to come through, and down here you can see how it's being pushed out and off. So it's only a matter of time before this whole door loses all its paint, and that's from a previous repair. It's also on the front door. It's really starting to craze up and let go. It's all flaking off here. I have enough paint to paint it. I'm just not sure if I have enough primer, which is a bit of an issue. So if I clean it up even enough, I should be able to get away with only a coat or 2 of primer in between and get that painted. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I will probably have to get that window out to do it properly as well. And the other thing we did get done was the rear window got put in at the same time as that front window got put in. So that's that job done. Just have to swap over the number plate and put the wiper on. And we don't have a mirror for there, and yeah, see the tape that's left on there? I didn't get to it for about a week. We had a bit of sun, we had a bit of water, you know, rain, dew, and that's the result. I have got out with a bit of thinners and terps, whatever, and cleaned off a little bit, but I still obviously need to do a little bit more, but it takes a bit of work, so I'll just keep nibbling away and getting that tape off, and that's why we don't leave tape on a vehicle, because it's not real easy to get off. I was trying to do it by hand, but see, it pulls that top off and not the sticky bit, and it's been that cold that even if I was to do it by hand, my fingers weren't working very well. Yeah, so I shall get on with it and show you how I go along the way. Well, here we are at the end of my working day. It's time to pack up. I've got to get this all covered in plastic for the night. It's going to be dark soon. It's as I imagined it would be. There's the repair you can see, and I've had to take that down to the original paint. This is original paint here. A lot smoother. I've still got to do this edge here. We've only just gotten the window out. Ruby gave me a hand getting that out. No small feat. I'll give you the tip. That was very hard. And you can see here where the original paint is under there. Then there's the primer, and there's that shitty paint on top, which is what I've got to take it back to. But they've just feathered it up here, so I don't have to take too much off. And the bit where it was cracked and pushing out, that's bulk there that I've just put on. That I've put a few patches in while I had it mixed up. It won't dry until tomorrow. It's just far too cold. But that piece there, that repair, where it was pushing out from, was all cracked, and I've had to dig those cracks out right down to the metal, and there was a rust about the size of a 50-cent piece. Obviously it's got water in there at some point and just continued to oxidize and push out further and further, so that really needed treatment. That was a really gnarly bit of rust, and the rest of it we'll just have to wait till tomorrow. I'll be able to get that primed up. And the other piece that I found I'll be doing at the same time is this little piece here. Look at that. That's bulb that's lifted and rust underneath, so I'll have to clean that all up tomorrow and get that primed at the same time, and then she'll be tickety-boo. We're all repaired and primed up. I've run out of primer now, and I was a bit worried. I thought I'd get 1.5 coats on, but I managed to get 3, which is wonderful. We have to leave it now for a couple of days. It's really cold. I mean, it's 11 o'clock and it's still wet. It's just really dewy of a morning and takes ages for things to dry. This paint is, dry to touch, but it's not cured enough to actually start rubbing and preparing. So I'll have to find something else to do for a couple of days and get back into it when it's fully cured.